What's a crime that is unforgivable no matter what? Crimes against children, the elderly and animals. Rape. Murder can be justified, e.g. self-defense, protecting others, but there is no justification for rape. Genocide. Winning a match in MK2 by doing nothing but leg sweeps. Crucio, Imperio, and Avada Kedavra. Ketchup on a well-done steak. Pouring milk first. Wrapping a hot pepper in a piece of bread and feeding it to a squirrel. Rape, especially of a minor. People who visit violence and abuse onto children. Fuck those people. Pedophilia. Edit, oof, who'd have thought being anti-pedophile was such a hot-button issue. Those scammers that go after old people are pretty irredeemable. Rape. Pedophilia and rape. Fine, being a pedophile isn't a crime, it just makes you fucking disgusting. Happy. Child abuse. 2. Rape. 3. I'm not sure the best word for this, but like malicious violence. For example, domestic abuse, beating someone up beyond physical repair, torture, and cold-blooded murder. There are some acts of violence that there may be a reason or excuse for which would not make them acceptable, but would make them forgivable, so that wouldn't count. Rape, human trafficking and molestation. When you buy your own box of cookies and are away over the weekend and come home on Sunday night to find the entire thing is eaten and nobody knows anything about it. If you blast music from your phone on public transportation. I'd note that unforgivable is probably different from what crimes are worse. An objectively worse crime may have underlying reasons that are sympathetic, whereas an objectively lesser crime may almost never have a sympathetic reason, and thus might be considered more unforgivable. Each crime would have to be evaluated individually to understand the driving motives and state of mind of the criminal though. That said, the worst crime I can think of would be genocide. The targeted elimination of a group simply because they are different in some way, to me that is a crime that often encompasses a range of secondary crimes, and has no possible reasonable or sympathetic underpinnings. For similar reasons I would put institutional slavery just below this. A system that treats a specific group as subhuman as an excuse to exploiting them is pretty horrible, especially when such systems made a whole bunch of other things that would normally be illegal perfectly okay to do to your slaves since they were just property. Fortunately, such practices are now illegal under international treaties and laws, though some lesser versions of slavery such as debt bondage continue to persist. Looking at you, Qatar, sad face. I think rape is unforgivable and truly sick and horrible.